Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin and today is Book Review Friday. Are you guys excited? This is my first Friday book review back since Bookaween and I'm excited to talk about today's book. We have a lot to discuss. There's a lot to say about this book. I actually asked you guys in the community tab which book you would like me to read, and I gave you guys 4 options and you guys voted. It was actually a very close vote, but I had to cut off the poll because you guys were still voting and I didn't give you enough time. I guess I should have asked you earlier in the week, but I had to start reading the book, so I cut it off after like 16 hours I think. But yes, you guys voted for Night Shoot by David Sodergren. And I actually enjoyed that you guys helped me pick my book. I think I'm going to ask you guys that more frequently. Although I'm going to give you guys more time because asking you the night before I had to read the book was a little cutting it close. So I think I might give you guys a week notice this time. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. You guys picked this book, so that's what we're talking about today. So this is the cover of the book. I actually really like the cover. I really like this blue shade that is just kind of like a pop. I don't know, it's really pretty. I like that you have the house right here, you have a little skull, you have the trees, you have the cliff, which all makes sense once you read the book, which I appreciate. I do prefer when the covers match the book just because I think it makes more sense. Overall, really like the cover. It's soft, matte touch, very cute, very retro feeling, which is very smart because the book is very throwback-esque. So let's get into a synopsis and then I will tell you guys my thoughts. Elspeth and her friends are filming a movie for school. This is a big project that is the only thing that stands in her way from getting her degree. They ended up nabbing the Crawford Manor as their filming location because one of them has family that owns the manor. It's a good thing that they have such a great location because they all know, or at least most of them know, that their script is not so great. Robert, the director and nephew to Ross Crawford, is the reason that they have this location. His dad was able to call in a favor with his brother and get the manor for Robert and the gang to film at. However, Uncle Ross has some rules for the group. The main one being they have to be out at 8 p.m. that day. This is the only day they get to film. They don't get to stay any later than 8 p.m. They must exit the manor with their belongings by 8 p.m. No ifs, ands, or buts. 8 p.m. Filming starts out okay, but then things start to go downhill. So downhill, in fact, that they lose their main lead actress. By this point, it's time to leave. It's 8 p.m. They have no lead actress. Their movie is in shambles. They need more time. But Uncle Ross was very clear that at 8 p.m. they were to leave. Then Robert gets an idea, a very dumb idea. He steals the spare set of keys to the manor and tells the rest of the group to meet at McDonald's to reconvene. This is where he tells them that they are going to sneak back into the manor without permission and continue to film their movie. They're going to have a little night shoot. It's a perfect plan. Uncle Ross left when they all did, so he has no idea that this spare set of keys have been taken and they can film their movie unbothered and in peace with Elspeth as their new main lead actress. When they arrive at the manor, things are fairly smooth and they think that all's well until they realize that they aren't alone at the manor. That's the plot. Now let's move into my thoughts, which I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about this book. I'm very on the fence about it still. So if it seems like my thoughts are a little disjointed, that's probably why, because I'm still thinking things through because I have mixed emotions. Let's just start there. I have mixed thoughts, but keep that in mind while I'm telling you guys my overall thoughts so far. First off, 99% of the characters are completely unlikable and I hated them. I don't know how else to say it. I literally hated them. Elspeth and her girlfriend are the only two that I found remotely likable and felt like rooting for either of them. It's annoying because one of the characters I actually liked wasn't even frequently mentioned in the book until certain parts, so that was frustrating. Elspeth is obviously the main character and I did like her more than the others, so that was okay, but literally everyone else I just didn't like. Robert is by far the least likable character in my opinion. I could not stand him. Every time he opened his mouth in the book, I wanted to scream. He's that stereotypical, I'm an artist, I know what I'm talking about, I'm smarter than everyone because I've written a few scripts. All the rest of the characters say that his scripts are really crappy and he's never written a good movie, so it's not even like he has anything to brag about or to be cocky about or to be arrogant about. It's not like he's some big shot director. He just acts like he's some big shot director when he's still in college and he hasn't even graduated yet or done anything that is remotely noteworthy. He just has that stereotypical director artist thing. I hated it. It was so annoying. He's also just a plain dick. Like, even when he's not being his stereotypical artist director self, he's just horrible. There are so many points in this book where I was wishing and hoping that he would die so I didn't have to read about him anymore. Honestly, I just didn't like him. I just wanted him to go away. I didn't want to see his name on the page anymore. I didn't want to read from his perspective. I didn't want to read about what he's done. I didn't want to read about anything about him. I just wanted him to go away. That's how much I did not like Robert. He's also horrible to the women in the book. He's very disgusting. I just don't like him. He's very misogynistic. He thinks he's better than them. He very much views women as an object for their bodies. It's gross. He's just awful. And then when things started to get scary and bad, he becomes even worse, if that's even possible. And I don't know if I can explain how much I hated him. I just literally hated him. I'm assuming the purpose was to dislike Robert, and I get that, but God, I really hated this character. He has to be one of the worst characters I've read in a book. Like, one of the worst. At least top 5. That's saying a lot. It was bad. I did like that Elspeth was a lesbian and she had a girlfriend, so there was some LGBTQ plus representation, which was really nice, and I did appreciate that. The actual plot of the story I really did enjoy. I really liked the film crew breaking in at night and trying to film their movie, realizing they weren't alone. You know, it was a good slasher plot. I enjoyed it. I really did overall enjoy the story. I liked it a lot. There was quite a bit of gore in the book as well, which I really liked because I felt like it added a lot to the 80s slasher vibe that was throughout the entire book, and the kill scenes and the gore really felt 80s, and I liked that a lot. So that was really fun and I enjoyed that part a lot, but it was pretty graphic, so I feel like if you don't like gore and blood and those kind of violent, bloody death scenes, maybe not the book for you, because it was, you know, that kind of over-the-top 80s feel. It was very descriptive and bloody and violent and that kind of thing. So if that's not really your thing, then this might not be the book for you, because there is a lot of that. Just a warning, there is a scene with necrophilia in it, which was pretty disturbing, honestly, because I didn't see it coming. So if that is not something you want to read, it was only one scene, but it was also implied that it was happening more frequently in the book. So if that is something you don't like and you don't want to read about, keep that in mind because there was hints of necrophilia, and then there was an actual scene depicting the act of necrophilia. So just wanted to point that out in case that is something you do not want to read. The book was a nice pace. It took a bit to hit the climax, but once you hit that point, it took off really fast and things started happening. It was very snowball effect-esque. So I did like that. I didn't feel like it was too slow or too boring or anything like that. I really did like the pace of the overall book. I really liked the plot twists. Wow, I had no idea where this book was going, honestly. I really didn't see any of it coming, and once you started piecing everything together, it was kind of shocking. I didn't expect this book to go that way, but I really liked the route it ended up going because it was different and unexpected, and I appreciated that. However, the ending was so bad. So bad. I hated it. It was one of the worst endings I think I've read in a really, really long time. I literally hated it. It was so awful. And of course, this is a personal opinion. I'm sure there are people who really enjoyed this ending, but these book reviews are my opinion, and this is how I felt while reading the book and my overall thoughts. So keep that in mind. This isn't a one and done review that everyone feels the same way about this book. This is just my thoughts on the book, and this ending was terrible. I hated it. I hated it. I hated this ending. This is gonna sound really mean, but when I finished this book and I read the ending, I felt like I had just wasted my time reading 230 pages to get nothing. Like, no satisfaction, no pleasure. Like, the ending wiped away all the happiness I had felt from enjoying that book, like from the beginning to middle part, because the ending was so bad that I automatically hated the book. Now, I don't know if I hate it right now because I am trying to think about it overall, but the ending was so bad that it does affect my opinion of the overall book and how I felt as a whole. It does affect that, and to be honest, the ending was so bad that it makes me not like the book. It does. I don't know. I'm sure people feel differently and people really love the ending, but it felt like such a waste of time after I finished the ending. And I hate saying that because I don't think reading a book is a waste of time, but because of this outcome, it just felt like I was defeated. Like, I just felt like I had went all that way for nothing. And that's so mean to say, but that's how I felt immediately after finishing this book. Like I said, I have very mixed feelings about this book. I'm very confused on how I feel about it. I don't know what I would rate this book because the overall story and the idea and the plot is great and I loved it. But the characters and the ending are just so bad that I feel like it negatively affects the overall story. And that's really sad to me because I feel like if the characters and the ending were different, I would love this book. It would be a 5 out of 5 so fast I wouldn't even have to think about it. Because of the characters and the ending being so awful in my opinion, I feel like overall I don't know. I just don't know how I feel. And I'm really sad because I do love the plot. Like I said, I think it's an awesome idea. I love the way it went. It's written really well. I enjoyed it. It kept my attention. I was intrigued. I was interested. I wasn't bored. But I was also so frustrated because of the characters and so frustrated because of the ending. So I really don't know where I sit with this book right now. I might have to mull things over a little bit more. Maybe I'll give it 4 out of 5. Maybe 3.5 out of 5. I'm bouncing between those two numbers, a 4 or a 3.5. So I'm not really sure how I feel right now. I'm still collecting myself on this wild ride that was Night Shoot. So I blame you guys because you guys picked this. I blame you for confusing me and making this hard for me. I blame you, okay? I don't really know how to end this review because I'm not quite sure if this is a negative review or a positive review, to be honest. I'm not sure how I feel. I feel a little bit lost. I feel a little bit confused. So those are my thoughts at this current moment in time on Night Shoot by David Sodergren. Please let me know in the comments down below if you feel differently. I would love to know your thoughts. I would love to know your thoughts on the ending. Please let me know if you liked it. I need to know if someone actually likes it because I feel like I'm the only one who hates it. So I need to know how many people actually liked the ending of this book. So let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Night Shoot by David Sodergren if you've read it. Let me know what you think about my review. If you enjoyed this review, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you enjoy from me. That way I can keep providing you with that kind of content. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We can become friends and talk about books, makeup, movies, horror, all kinds of things. I do a lot on this channel. So hopefully there's something for everyone. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend and I will see you on Monday with a new video. Bye!